Hello everyone, this is Glenda and welcome back to Creative Grandma. It's Stitch of the Week time and this week's stitch is number 84. It's called the Crisscross Stitch. It's just a fun little pattern. It's just a 2-row repeat. It's excellent for baby Afghans. It's excellent for just about anything you want to make, from washcloths to a sweater or just anything. A nice lacy Afghan for summer. So this is my first sample here, and this was made using Stitch Studio by Nicole, the Studio Basics. The nice thing about this yarn, let me zoom out a little bit. The nice thing about these yarns is they're $2.99, but every once in a great while, AC Moore puts these yarns on sale for $1 a skein. Now, when that happens, you bet I'm down at that store and I really stock up, because these are a nice 3.5 ounces of yarn. It's a number 4 medium weight yarn. It's 100% acrylic. You get 170 yards, 155 meters, 100 grams, 3.5 ounces in a skein. So when you see this yarn go on sale, you should really stock up because it goes fast. Now, I was trying to work on a baby Afghan and I thought, well, I'll use this stitch because it's a really pretty stitch. If you would use a lightweight yarn and a smaller hook, then it's going to be even more delicate looking. So this is the front of the design and this is the back. It's pretty well the same on both sides, almost like a reversible pattern. Now for this sample here, again, I used the Stitch Studio Basics by Nicole, and I'll just tell you the exact colors. This was Polar. The white is called Polar. That is, here's the item number, 240479-4. So if you're in the store, you're going to use the number. If you're ordering it online, you will use the color name. So the white is the Polar. And then I used the pink for the second row, and I just change colors every row, alternating white in between all these colors. This pink color here is the Rose Shadow. Again, the item number is 240479-15, and it's Rose Shadow for the pink. I used the Polar again for the white, and then this beautiful pale yellow is Alabaster, and that is a longer number. I'll just hold it up here. Here's the number for the Alabaster. It's just a really pale, delicate color for a baby. And I like those pale colors, you know, kind of the pastel colors when I'm working on a baby Afghan. And then I use Sky Blue. Here's the item number, 240479-17 if you're in the store, and Sky Blue if you're ordering online. And that's the blue. And then I use one more color. I mean, you can add more colors. You can add the peach and the purple if you wish and really make it a rainbow of colors. And the green is called Yucca. It's item number 240479-23, and the green again is Yucca. So very, very pretty for a baby Afghan. So that's my first sample. Now let me grab my second sample. And this is my classic white. I always try to show a pattern in classic white, because if you're trying to make an Afghan for someone who you don't know what their color schemes are in their house or their color decor, white is always the perfect selection of color to buy to make an Afghan for someone you don't know. If you don't know if they have a brown couch, a blue couch, or whatever, if you're making an Afghan, the true white is always an excellent choice. And again, it's wonderful for June weddings. If you want to make a wedding gift and you're looking for something quick and easy to make, this is the pattern to go to. And again, this was made using the Stitch Studio, and that was the Polar white. But you can use any 4 medium weight yarn. You can use Red Heart Super Saver. You can use any type of yarn. This is just really nice and soft. And then for my third sample, I kind of went bold. I used the Camouflage. Let me get my yarn, make sure that's the right name. A lot of times when you're thinking of a man or a hunter, if it's a man or a woman, this is the Red Heart Super Saver. And this is the color Camouflage. This is color number 971. And a lot of times, you know, you might want to keep an Afghan in a truck, like if you're hunting and you're cold, or if you're going to the cabin and you kind of want to give it that hunter feeling and things like that, and you're just searching for a pattern that you think would be nice for a man but not too girlish in pattern form. This is a nice selection as well. So let me hold it up a little bit. You can see just a little bit of opening in the lace work. It just makes a wonderful, quick and easy pattern. Those are my 3 samples: the camouflage, the basic white, and then again for the baby, or if you just know someone who likes a rainbow of colors. And this would look wonderful. I always tell people, when you're working with color, sometimes I know blue is one of the most popular colors. So say you would get 5 different blues and you would just run from light to darker to darker to darker to very dark. Can you imagine how pretty that would be with blues, greens, reds, purples, any color you would choose if you had 4 or 5 different colors and just run those colors up? There's so many possibilities with design. I mean, someone might see the white and say, oh, that's gorgeous, but they might see it made this way and not like it. But then they might see this and say, oh, that's really pretty for a guy. You know, it's all in the colors you use. It's all in the way you use colors. So get creative and see what you can do with this pattern. So I'm going to grab my yarn. I think I'm going to use this beautiful pink color, the Rose Shadow. So I'm going to use the Rose Shadow, and we're going to use a size I9 5.5 millimeter hook. Now all my samples here were made with number 4 medium weight yarn and a size I9 5.5 millimeter. So I'm just going to use the same hook size. I'll be right back and we'll get this pattern started. I have my yarn attached. Now you can attach your yarn any way you want on your hook. I just tie a double knot. Now for this particular stitch pattern, there's really no multiple. You're just going to make a chain with an odd number. So you need to chain 1, 3, 5, 9. Anything that's an odd number is going to work for this pattern. So I'm going to chain 13. Yarn over, pull through the loop on your hook. This creates your first chain, and this does not count as a chain. Yarn over, pull through, that's 2. Yarn over, pull through, that's 3. Continue until you have a chain with 13 chains, and I'll be back and we'll get row 1 started. I have my chain 13 ready, so we're going to begin row 1. And for row 1 is just a simple single crochet row. We're going to skip this first chain. You're going to insert your hook into that next chain, yarn over, pull through that chain, yarn over and pull through 2 loops. You just made your first single crochet. I'll show you one more time. Insert into the next chain, yarn over, pull through that chain. You have 2 loops on your hook, yarn over and pull through 2 loops. So now you're just going to work 1 single crochet in each chain across to the end of your chain. So I'm just going to work across my chain and work along with me. You're going to insert your hook into the next chain and work a single crochet. We're going to work 1 single crochet in each chain across, and this forms our first row. So I'm over halfway there. I'm just going to continue right to the end of my chain, and again you're working 1 single crochet in each chain across to the end of your chain. I have 2 chains to go. I'm over at the last chain, so I'm going to insert into that last chain and work a single crochet. So when you start your chain with an odd number, your first row will have an even number of stitches because you lose that 1 chain because we're working into the second chain from hook. So you start with an odd number, row 1 you'll have an even number of stitches. To start row 2, we're going to begin with a chain 3. 1, 2, and 3. This beginning chain 3 acts as the first double crochet in row 2. You're going to turn your work. Now we're going to skip this next stitch. You're already skipping the first stitch because your chain 3 counts as that first double crochet. And now we're going to work our crisscross stitch, which consists of skipping the next stitch, double crochet into the next, and then you're going to come back and double crochet into the skip stitch. So let's begin. Yarn over the hook, skip that next stitch, insert into the next stitch, and work a double crochet. Yarn over the hook. You're going to bring your hook around to the front of your work, and you're going to go right into the top of that skip single crochet. Yarn over, pull back through that stitch, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, and pull through 2 loops. You just made your first crisscross stitch. So now we're just going to work that same stitch across to the last single crochet of our row. Yarn over the hook. You're going to skip that next stitch, insert into the next stitch, and work a double crochet. Yarn over, bring your hook around to the front of your work, and you're going to go into the top of that skipped single crochet and work a double crochet. Your second crisscross stitch is made. We're just going to work that right across the row, so I'm going to work it right along with you. Yarn over, you're going to skip that next stitch, insert into the next stitch, and work a double crochet. Yarn over the hook. You're going to bring your hook across the front of your work, and you're going to put your hook from front to back right through the top of that stitch and work a double crochet. Very easy pattern to make. We're going to do that again. We have 2 more cross stitches to make. So yarn over the hook, skip that next stitch, insert it into the next stitch, and work your double crochet. Yarn over the hook. You're going to bring your hook to the front of your work and then go from front to back right through the top of that skip single crochet and work your double crochet. We have 1 crisscross to go. Yarn over the hook, skip that next single crochet, insert into the top of the next stitch under the top 2 strands, and work your double crochet. Yarn over the hook, bring your hook back around to the front of your work. You're going to go from front to back into the top of that skip single crochet, and you're going to work your double crochet. Now we're over to our last single crochet stitch of the row. You can see that last stitch here, and we're going to work 1 double crochet into that last single crochet stitch. Yarn over the hook, insert into that last stitch, and work a double crochet. And this is what your work should look like. You should have your chain 3 and then your crisscross stitch across your work until you get to that last single crochet, and then you work 1 double crochet into that last stitch. Just a very pretty little delicate design. So now we're going to work row 3, which is very, very simple, and the last row of our repeat. We're going to chain 1. You're going to turn your work. You're going to skip that beginning chain 1, and you're going to work a single crochet into that very first double crochet stitch. Insert your hook into that stitch and work a single crochet. Insert your hook into the top of that next stitch, and if you're not sure where it is, just turn your work towards you till you see those 2 loops. Insert your hook under those top 2 loops and work your single crochet. Look for your next stitch. Here it is. Always look for those strands that go crosswise, or turn your work towards you where you can see them better. Insert into that next stitch and work a single crochet. Now we're just going to work one single crochet in each of those double crochet stitches across to the very end. So I'm just going to work right across the row with you. I'm inserting into the next stitch and working a single crochet. I'm going to continue working one single crochet in each double crochet stitch across. I'm almost over to the end. I'm in my last double crochet stitch, and then we're over to our ending chain 3, which counted as the first double crochet of the previous row. So we want to just insert our hook into the top of that turning chain from the previous row, insert your hook, and work a single crochet. And that is all there is to this really quick and easy pattern. So let me show you the samples one more time. This sample here, this is what we just done. We did the first row of single crochet, then we did our crisscross stitch, and then we just keep repeating a row of single crochet, crisscross, single crochet, crisscross. And when you want to finish your work and when you get it to the size you want to end with that single crochet row. And again, this is where I change colors every row. I alternated the white in every odd row, and I put the colors in every even row. This was the solid white, the very classic white pattern. If you don't like changing colors, this is a nice way to go. And if you want something a little bit fancier, you can always go with those variegated yarns where it adds a lot of color, but you don't have to change colors. So those are my samples. I hope you enjoyed this video today. This is just a really quick and easy pattern if you just want something to whip up in a hurry. I hope you enjoyed this. Again, it's Stitch of the Week number 84. It's called the Crisscross Stitch. This is a free pattern download on my website. I'll have the link right in the description box. You can just click on that link, go right to the Stitch of the Week page. You can download one pattern, you can download them all. Now the other thing I want to remind you is when you click that button to download the pattern, it's going to show up as a little file in the bottom left hand corner of your computer screen. You need to click on that file and then you can download it right to your computer. So thanks again everybody, and until next time, get creative and happy crocheting.